Hi guys, my name is Jason. Welcome to my channel. I am an author and a life coach, and I've created this channel in order to help people with manifesting their best life within the matrix. This may sound like a bit of a tough stretch, but it is possible, trust me. There are several topics that I want to discuss with you guys. So, let's just dive straight in. My first topic that I want to discuss, and maybe this is something that speaks to a lot of you, is why chosen ones are alone. Let's face it, if you stumbled onto this video, then chances are you are a chosen one and that you know exactly what is going on around you. For instance, what is the matrix and what exactly does this mean for you as a chosen one? I want to dive straight into that one as well. Also, a shout out to a lot of people who have just joined us and are starting to awaken. Welcome to the real world. I hope that I can help you and see what is really going on around you. Without further ado, let's just dive straight in. Why are chosen ones alone? Well, in order to fully digest that, let's first of all dissect what exactly is a chosen one. Now, first of all, I really hate labeling stuff. People, I mean, because we are talking about people and not about objects. You can't just give anyone just a name. Everyone is here for a reason. Everyone has their own purpose, and no one deserves to be labeled, in my opinion. However, with this video, it's a bit of a stretch to not do it because we have to know what we're talking about here. Now, first of all, if you're not born a chosen one, then it is still possible for you to become a chosen one. I would even go as far as to say that that is the mission in life, to become chosen. So what does it mean, being a chosen one? Well, being chosen means you are no longer plugged into the matrix. There. Simple as that. You are no longer plugged into the matrix. You are no longer choosing to follow the system, the rules, the written and unwritten rules sometimes even. You are choosing you. You are choosing your own path. You are choosing to follow your own life's path. And you are choosing to ignore certain stigmas that come with that. People will maybe frown a little bit on that because what are you doing? You're no longer following the program. You're no longer with us. Well, in essence, there you are. You have chosen you over the system. And this is a very important thing because when you start choosing you, you then automatically start manifesting and attracting the energies that come with being you. In other words, you're no longer following the crowd. You are taking your own path. Now, some of you might have already realized this when you were just a small child, maybe even, that something was a little bit off, that something just wasn't right, something wasn't vibing right. And maybe you were already a little bit curious about just following your own little games with your own little rules, playing in your own imaginary world. Maybe your parents, your siblings, your teachers, and a lot of people around you, quite frankly, found that a little bit odd, already making you the odd one out, the black sheep, so to speak. It's kind of a weird feeling, but chances are you didn't mind it so much because it's actually a lot more fun being on your own, doing your own thing. Having your own little world where you can create your own little rules and play your own little games and not be attached to anyone, actually. Well, chances are that after all of that, your experiences within the matrix have started to become more profound because people started distancing themselves from you. Whenever you walk into a room, there's a good chance you might feel the energy just shift a little bit around you. People were talking very pleasantly with each other, and you could sense that the mood was very good. People were having fun, they were laughing. And all of a sudden, you walk into the room and you can just feel the mood shift a little bit. And all of a sudden, it's different. People are no longer laughing, no longer having fun, or maybe they start to lower their voices a little bit. And you can just sense that something is off. Well, that something is you. You're the one that's off. And I mean that in the kindest way possible, because there's certainly nothing wrong with you. But you were a little bit different from your environment. Your vibrational frequency was just higher. It didn't vibe with the rest of your environment. And people tend to fear what they don't understand. So you're the odd one out, you're the black sheep, you're the one that's different. People tend to fear you, maybe to a degree even avoid you altogether. Now, this might have made your school experience very lonely. It may have made you very lonely at your work. Maybe you don't connect so well with your neighbors. All kinds of things where you just tend to notice that, my life is just a tiny little bit different than everyone else's life. I've got the same stuff that everyone else has, but with me, it's a little bit different. And that is okay. Chances are you always found it to be okay. It's just the rest of your environment that didn't find it okay, that maybe wanted a little bit more from you. Maybe you felt a certain bit of disappointment coming from your parents, from your siblings, and from certain friends. That, why do you have to be like this? Why can't you just be normal? Why can't you just be like the rest of us? Well, you are you. You are vibing at your own frequency. And you've always felt very comfortable with that because you are your own authentic person. And it's in fact the rest around you that is not vibing at the same frequency. This is what the Matrix is. It's a social construct that was created a long, long time ago, actually. And it is put in place to keep people in their places, to make people follow the rules. I've mentioned this before in my video. There are written rules, there are unwritten rules. There's so many rules, there's rules everywhere. And every time you don't follow the rules, it is highly frowned upon. You become different, you become an outcast, you become someone that people will tend to fear because you're not sticking with the program. And that is literally it. It is a program. You are here to follow these rules. These rules were made a very long time ago by very high-ranking families and people from, very long ago. I'll make a very different video about that, by the way, in order to fully explore that. But these are people that are still in charge, high-ranking families. And they're still in charge because, we allow them to be in charge because we keep following these rules. If you are a chosen one or awake to the fact that you could become a chosen one, then you're no longer sticking with the program. It's simple as that. This is also the reason why chosen ones tend to be alone. Not to have too many friends, find it difficult to actually find a licensed partner, find great difficulty in connecting in social circles, at work, at school, etc. All of these things that I've just described, if you're a chosen one or you're starting to wake up to the fact that you could be a chosen one, then this may sound very familiar to you. And this is the case if you're a chosen one. So what exactly does that mean? Well, the Matrix tends to reward people who follow the system. So if you are plugged in, you are doing everything that is asked of you, showing up for your job, and you're doing everything the way it's supposed to happen within the Matrix, Then the Matrix rewards you with a nice house, nice car, social securities. Uh, People who are plugged in tend to have a life spouse and children, family. They tend to have the whole 9 yards. So seemingly looking at it from the outside, it seems as though these people who are plugged in, actually have it all. But just one question for you: how many of these people actually are happy? Because this is the trick and the great folly of following the matrix. Very rarely do you actually find the time to be happy, to enjoy your success, to actually sit back and say, you know what, I did a really good job and now I can be happy with that. Very rarely, because the Matrix speaks to your hunter-gatherer mind. It's a very primal instinct that we still have, and it basically breaks down like this: there is never enough. There might be a shortage coming. Maybe what I have of a great thing might run out tomorrow or next week or whenever. I need to get more. And this feeling of more, this is what makes you unhappy for a start, because you very rarely have chance to actually sit back and enjoy the labors, the fruits of your labors. And this is one of the very important reasons why people who are plugged in tend to be maybe even a little bit depressed. They are not happy with everything they have, even though, in terms of the monetary, in terms of possessions, they seemingly have everything. And this is how hollow the matrix actually is. You have your stuff, you have your social class, you have everything you could possibly hope to have, and yet you never find time to actually be happy. This is what it means to be authentic. If you are awake, if you are a chosen one, if you are waking up to the fact that you could be a chosen one, or you want to be a chosen one, you want to undergo this mission, then you will start to find little rewards that the universe provides you. And with the hard work that you put in, you tend to be a lot happier with that instead of following the masses. Now, one of the downsides of that is, of course, maybe you've already guessed it, that keeps you alone. Because there are far fewer authentic people out there than there are people who are still plugged into the matrix. The people who are plugged in, they are in overwhelming amounts. And people who are plugged into these lower vibrations, they find each other very quickly. Whereas people who are awake, chosen ones, who vibrate at a much higher frequency, they have much more difficulty finding each other. And the reason why is a lot of chosen ones are not fully awake yet. A lot of chosen ones are still struggling to find their life's purpose. Now, why is this important? Well, two reasons. Your life's purpose, first of all, is going to give you a lot of joy. I'm quite sure you will have felt this before. You undergo a certain task that you can't really explain it, but it just makes you very, very happy to do this task. And you forget about your lunch break, you forget about eating, you forget about going to the bathroom, you forget about all of that stuff. You just keep performing your task, and your concentration levels seem to be almost inexhaustible, because you just get so much joy out of performing this one task. Your life's path, your life's mission, is actually going to provide you with much of the same. It's going to give you even more. It's going to give you the opportunity to wake up happy, knowing that you're going to have another day of doing what you want to do. Now, as soon as you start waking up feeling like that, as soon as you start waking up knowing your own worth, knowing that you found your life's path, your life's mission. This is the time when you start finding these other souls, these other people that vibe at the same frequency that you do, that want to have the same things that you do and have the same morals and ideologies that you do. People that might even teach you a thing or two that you have never thought about, because they can really enrich your life with new ideas and new ideologies. This is what happens when you find your life's path. And to find your life's path, this might take some time. Maybe it's very easy for you, very difficult for me to judge on the other side of the camera, but trust me, if you want help with that, I can help you with that. There are plenty of ways with that. There's meditation, there is just being in nature, walking around, just letting it all go. Just think about your talents, your special talents. Like I said before at the beginning of this video, everyone is here for a reason. No matter how low you might feel or how high you might feel, there is a reason for you to be here. And it's very important that you start realizing that, to feel your worth. Now, feeling your worth, that's something that I can help with and that I will help with. If you want to help, then feel free to join my community. In short, this is why chosen ones tend to be alone, and I plan to make a lot more of these videos, so hopefully stay tuned. Leave a like and drop a comment if you like even, and yeah, I definitely hope to see you on the next video.